Hey, hopefully I'm live. Hey, welcome to this live stream. Welcome if you're watching live. Welcome if you're watching on the replay. Um, I'm glad you're here. I hope that you're well. I can see you. Hey, Miss Ebony and Derwood and Terry. Thank you all so much for joining. It's just going to be a really chill one. I'm hoping that I'll get the time and opportunity to start painting, but really and truly, what I need to do is actually put together the Happy Meal dot cards, the favorites Happy Meal dot cards. So I figured that I would do that, and why do it by myself when I can do it as we chat and spend time together, and then we see how it goes, because I also want to try and do some painting later on if I can. But the dot cards are the priority. And if you are watching and you don't know what I am talking about, I am an artist on YouTube. I have an art membership, and as part of that art membership, I send out monthly watercolor dot cards that sometimes have themes around them. Sometimes it's certain colors, sometimes it's brand comparisons. And this month, it's all about our favorite colors. So these are the colors that you have picked, and I'm going to showcase them and basically create those dot cards and send them out. So I'm a little bit I'm excited, not a little bit, I'm very excited actually, because it's always fun doing it with you guys. Let me show you the colors. And I can see you all good. So hopefully you can hear me and the audio and everything is working fine this time. Let me show you. So I made a little, can you see? A little swatch card. I couldn't be bothered to laminate it, but obviously it's helpful when they're laminated because then they don't get like messed up. So what I do instead is just use some clear sellotape and put it across, and it will do the same thing. And it's just a really quick and easy way of having my colors up and about. So I've made a tiny palette. I have 3 spaces here that I need to fill, probably even more, to be honest. There's plenty of spaces that I need to fill. So if you are a Ko-fi member and you haven't already made a suggestion, then please feel free to let us know. And then edition 2 may include your colors. You never know. Thank you, Derwood and Miss Ebony. Good. I'm glad it's all working. So normally what I try to do is, or what I used to, I think when I first started, there were 12 members in the Happy Meal tier. That has since doubled. So when I first started, I used to be able to do it all in one go, but now it normally takes two lots of doing it. Let me put that out of the way. And then depending on the paints, that's normally what will then determine how long it will take for them to dry. So I found I like the Jackson's colors and Sennelier, but they don't dry. Doesn't matter how long I try. They just don't often dry. The M. Harding also took forever, and I don't think they fully dried. And then some dry and they're completely rock hard, but thankfully they have all been fine. And as I go through them, I'll tell you what the favorites are. I'm pretty sure, I feel like I've spoken about this in terms of the favorites. I was just too excited to keep it to myself. So I kind of feel like if you remember, it's not that much of a spoiler because you already kind of know. But if you've managed to get to this point without knowing what I'm sending, then you might want to look away. So this is the first bit. And then, yeah, it's going to have to be 2 lots, I think. But what are you doing as I am trying to keep you company? Which screen would you like to be bigger? Maybe I'll make that one bigger. No, but you couldn't wait to hear either. Yeah, I just didn't want to keep it to myself, you know? Especially because the palette feels so different to what I would normally use. Some of the colors I would, and some of them I wouldn't have thought of. So off to a good start. The first color I'm looking for, oh, here it is. First color I'm looking for, couldn't find it, but I found it now, is Aureolin by Rosa Gallery, and this is PY 150, which is nickel azo yellow by other brands. And PY 150 is one of my favorite yellows, just because it's like a golden sunny kind of yellow. And in the Quin golds that we all love so much, I find that the vibrancy, the like bright yellow sunny aspect, actually comes from the PY 150, whereas the PO 48 gives it just trying to get that down, the PO 48 gives it that more like orangey feel to it. I call these paint pearls because I make them big and I can make them wide. I just can't make them tall. Otherwise, the shipping doubles. So I make them nice and chunky. And I'm running out of this actually. The Aureolin. So should probably make a note to top up. I bought another one just because I knew it's a color that I had from before. And I knew that I'd used it and may need more. So that's Aureolin. And then the next color is is Winsor & Newton's Yellow Ochre. And I'm laughing because actually, is it in here? I tried to put it, yes it is. I tried to put it in a little box so that I could be organized. I'm laughing because I don't know, like I thought that it would make greens, and tried as I might, I couldn't get them. This one was so Derwood had asked for PY 43. And then Sonia helpfully did some mixes as well. So I was making some nice browns, but I couldn't really get some greens, which is odd because I feel like Golden Ochre by Rema Schmall is what I use in my, everyday palette. And I feel like I use it in greens. But I guess I have other stuff mixed in there. This is actually quite good and interesting to know because I feel like the general crux of it is that I should start buying two. Justice for PY 43. I know I'm not usually into reds or earths that much apart from PO 48, and even PO 48 I don't necessarily like or use it on its own. I like it in Quin Gold. Like I like it mixed with PY 150. The next color was a popular one, which was Daniel Smith's Quin Coral, which is PR 209, and that was requested by Michelle, by Carol, and by Sonia. Let me know, coral to you, is that orangey or no? Or pinky? What color is a coral? Because I think I see coral like a peach color, but now I'm questioning like an orangey peach. For PY 43. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's got quite a dent on my main palette, so it's certainly a color that I use. It's funny because sometimes everything almost comes like second nature without thinking. So I assume I was using it for greens. What time will tell. Then next we have Pyro Red, which is PR254. This one's by Rosa. It was requested by Derwood and Nicole, although Derwood has helpfully pointed out that this is actually slightly different, like slightly darker than other ones. So it's a bit atypical. I like it still. Last time I did this, I was watching Bridgerton. And, well, actually, tell a lie, when I was packing the last ones, I was watching Bridgerton. It was a fun evening. Coral's a conundrum because it goes back and forth. You see it's more orange. Making sure I haven't skipped one. And next we have Cause Quin Magenta, another one that I'm running low on, so I've got 2 off. Oh, so you missed. No worries. I will show you the swatches of them after I've made them as well if you want to see, Terry. Hi, Chidera. You love Bridgerton. I love it too. It's just it was so entertaining and it's also very binge worthy and binge friendly. So I was kind of happy that it was just one big drop, like the first 4 and then the next 4, so I could just watch it in its entirety. So this is Quin Magenta by Core, which is PR122, and this was requested by Astroglio. Oh wow, this is almost empty. It's a good thing I have more. Oh, whoops. We'll see if trying to think where I put my tube squeezer, because that would be a helpful thing to have right now. If I don't have it, that's fine. I do have another tube that I can use. But when you think that you have finished all your paints from a tube, definitely use a tube squeezer, because I promise you there's more in there. And more times than not, like if you try to buy a paint tube squeezer, the price is wild. I mean, something like £50. If you buy the same thing from Amazon as toothpaste squeezer, then it's £10. And it's even better. The one that I bought is like nice and sturdy and metal. Whoopsie. So that's one for the tube squeezer. I'm going to get another one. So basically, I need to start buying bigger tubes. Derwood Le Croxton of Discordshire. I wonder what my one would be. Ooh, more Quin Magenta. More Quin Magenta. I think I basically need minimum 10 ml tubes to make these, basically. Just about. I have another one, so I have 15 mils. Just in case. Then next, we have Schminkes. Where are you? Schminkes. Sorry, my sister just messaged me. She's so funny. Potter's Pink. I had such a lovely time with my sister the other day. We had a cute paint date. So this is Potter's Pink, which is PR233, and it was a request by Sonia. And she specifically mentioned it because of its wonderful granulating properties and mixing abilities. So yeah, my sister and I basically had like a cute little paint date. Virtually. It was a lot of fun. And It's nice. I'm thinking that we might do another one, even if it's just not me and her, maybe with the other siblings as well, but also just with her. It was a lot of fun. We have very, very different styles, but still, it's nice to create art with others. Are any of you painting? Oh, I feel like mine would be what I last drank, Coketon, then the street address, Shire. Hey. Oh, and hey, Pre-Raphaelite, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm on 12K. It's amazing. Um, it's actually wild to think how much this channel has grown. I like YouTube Shire, Kofi Shire, Kofi Shire, YouTube Shire, Tube Shire. The next one is Burnt Sienna by Daniel Smith. Where are you? Oh, here you are. Burnt Sienna by Daniel Smith, which is PBR7, and this was requested by Sonia. But yeah, we're on 12,000. I kind of feel like we're on 12,000, and then also it's 2 years on Kofi now, which feels so. It's like I'm adding more and making it worse, which feels so crazy because I still remember when I wanted to start it and going back and forth on should I start it? Would people want to join it? Will it even last? And you'll have no idea how many times I spoke to my sister about it, my mom about it, creating cute art about it, Sarah Burns about it, like literally everyone. I was like, I don't know if I should start. I really want to start, but will it last? Will it work? And here we are 2 years later. Um, so honestly, thank you all so much. It is better than I could have even imagined because of all the people inside it. So here's to the next 2 years and to the next 12,000. I'm joking. Do you think we'll ever get to 100K? I only asked that. It feels so wild and crazy to ask that, but I only asked that because I wonder, like, will I get a tube? Will I ever get the play button? Is my question, and then yeah, I guess. Will I ever get the play button? And then I wonder, like, will it always be called Sketches and Scrubs? Oh, thank you, David. And thank you, Terry. No, it's funny because having our like membership in our Kofi and our Discord actually means that I go on Instagram less because it's like, oh, I can just see your art here and I can just talk to people on there. And sometimes I wonder, like, when things would happen, like if I'd see a sale or when things would happen on YouTube, I was like, who did I used to talk to about this? Like, what used to happen before then? Oh, that would be awesome. Can you imagine? Be like my own custom palette. I should probably like make one up anyway. I'd still want like a custom color, but it would be nice to just be like, these are the colors I would pick. Oh, thank you so much, Chidera. Oh, thank you, Terry. Hey, Ruby. I'm just swatching out the Happy Mail dot cards that I'm going to be sending out to members today. And this consists of all the favorite colors that people have voted for. So slightly different live stream to usual, but I don't know. I like the company. So this color is Sap Green by Daniel Smith. It has PO48, PY150, and PG7. It's funny, it's a color that I bought, like I have two big tubes of. And that's because it has PO48. And, there was all that thing about how it's been discontinued by quite a few different brands. Daniel Smith still has quite a bit, but obviously I didn't know how long they would have it for, what they would do with the prices, so I just bought 2 big tubes, given that it's a green that I really like, so that I don't run out of it. And this was requested by Astroglio. And it's so funny, every time I do this, I normally miss one, so I'm double checking to make sure that I've got it all right. What are you all doing on this wonderful Monday? Monday for some, Tuesday for me. I need to get that flat. And then the next color is Rosa Galleries. I think this I'll put it on the side, yes. Rosa Galleries Cobalt Turquoise, which was requested by Messy Desk, Astroglio, and Durwood, and it's PB28. Durwood mentioned Roman Schmull's one, but they don't make tubes yet. And so I'm using Rosa's version, which is thick. I'm trying to not have it be a tower, but it just keeps coming up. Bet you thought I was proper graceful when I did this, and now you're watching and seeing how the magic happens, and it's like, what? It's quite thick, but it's really pretty. Really, really pretty blue. Oddly enough, I use Cobalt Turquoise quite a lot with my wash, but not that much with my watercolor. So it's been a pleasant addition to my palette. Trying to not make a mess. And I make these on watercolor paper so that in theory you can swatch it, but also my hope by adding so much paint is that you can just keep using it like a mini palette and make paintings or mixes or swatches, discover new favorites, or not. Either way, sometimes finding colors that you don't like is just as important as finding colors that you do. This looks like an abstract piece of art because it's so stringy. I feel like Rosa is one that dries rock hard, which is why I can't let it continue this desire it seems to have of standing up like a random mountain. But adding plenty of paint. Uh-oh. When you get these dot cards and you see all the lines around, just forgive me. No, I tried. You're trying to stay cool. It's still like raining here. Oh, hey, Mightier Pencil. Which green? Hold on, I missed something. Good night. It's Tuesday for you too. Sleep well. Thank you so much for popping in. And there with the green in the middle is Daniel Smith's sap green. Hey, the Mightier Pencil. I'm glad you could make it too. That's so cute. What do you mean by trading cards? Like you make your art on trading cards or you're trading something? Yeah, I'm sitting under lights and relatively comfortable. Yesterday, there was rain, then the sun was out. Then I started thinking maybe I'll go to the park, and then there was hailstones coming down, and then it was sunny again, and then it was rain again, then it was sunny again, and then the sun was gone. And I was like, I can't believe this is our summer, just rain and hailstones. Like more times than not, when I wake up, the sky is completely white. which like a giant cloud. You see no bits of sky, nothing, just white, like a white sheet. It's very bizarre. Okay. Next color is, I struggle to say this. If anyone knows how to say this, agapanthus blue. Wait, agapanthus blue. I feel like it was spelled before different. Maybe I was trying to say it in French or Belgium rather. Yeah, agapanthus blue is the request by Jama. Oh, this, don't do this to me. Ah, okay, here we go. It was just tough to open. And that is PB29 and PV16. And it is a really, really nice color. That's called blue, but looks purpley to me. Nonetheless, it is pretty. By Isaro. So hopefully you... I feel like there's quite a few colors that I've done. Uh-oh, what am I doing? That I've shared by Isaro that are quite unique. There was the Nordman green, the steel blue, the boreal blue, and now the agapanthus blue, which I wrote the French version, not French. I wrote agapanth, which is the version that I saw on Jackson's, but on the tube it says something different. Just making big dot cards. Let me know when you use them. Do you use them for mixing just to see the color? Are you happy with the amount that you're getting? Is it too much, too little? Let me... Whoa. Okay, that's what happens when I get carried away, but I just want to make sure because it's settling down that it's enough for everyone. As in that everyone's happy with the amount without making it a gigantic blob. A 14 tube set. Or it could be 24. 24 would be nice. See, this is the thing. I feel like I would want them to be in like half or full pans actually. I'm starting to feel like I'm starting to get tired of struggling with having small space with half pans. That being said, there's something nice about having lots of colors, which you can have when you have more space because you have the half pans. So, but then I like the idea of doing tubes because then you can make your own. Like, I personally like buying tubes and then turning them into half pans. I like the flexibility that gives. So that's what, if I were to do a set, I guess it would be tubes, but telling people to, maybe I would do tubes, but then also have them come with like a palette with half pans so that you can make your own. I think that would work. Oh, that's cute. I like that. Ooh. What does Peridot look like? I didn't know they had new colors. This next one, I can't believe I should believe, but I've got paint all over my hands. This next one is French Ultramarine PB29 by Schminke, which was requested by Sonia. And she specifically said the Schminke one because it granulates quite a lot. So that's why this is quite satisfying to pour, not fighting with it. And add some more. She is right. It is a really nice blue and it did granulate quite a lot, which I found when mixing lots of different greens. So I'll show you. And Terry, I also made a video for I made a video on Ko-fi where I swatched out these colors, swatched out their mixes, and then painted with it as well, just in case you're curious. I know, right? I love ultramarine too. Although I've started kind of dipping my toes with the Indanthrone blue because I feel like it's still such a really nice deep blue, but then it doesn't granulate. So I feel like if I want a really nice smooth mix, I can use the Indanthrone blue. And if I'm happy for there to be mixing, then for there to be granulating, then I can go with the ultramarine blue. But I still also just like the color of ultramarine blue and its mixing capabilities. Although I find that Indanthrone blue also has really good mixing capabilities, it's just also more expensive. So this last color on here is So Delight Genuine by Terry and Miss Ebony. Is the Daniel Smith color, a Primatech color, and it is it was the star of the show. Made some really beautiful mixes with it. And definitely one that I want to use more often. I have the stick version, but I don't know. I hadn't used the stick that much, and I kind of just thought it would be like a Payne's Grey, but it just made really beautiful granulating mixes. So when mixed with magenta, it made some really nice purples. When mixed with yellows and with greens, it made some really nice greens. Yeah, sorry. Like the gemstone. Artist trading cards. I think it will let you. Ryan, thank you. I think it will let you. I think it may just not be clickable, but it will let you post it. So this is the first batch. I need to make a second batch. I'll be quicker, I promise that time, because I won't. It's funny, I thought I'd be done with all of them by now. But I guess if, when I have them all laid out, then it's quicker. But given that I have to do it in 2 goes and that I have company, it takes a while. So I'm just going to put these on my table and surfaces so that they can start drying. But I don't think I asked you, what are your favorite colors in terms of you in the chat? I know most of you are Ko-fi members, so you've already shared them, but I don't think Mightier Pencil you have, or Ryan. Or Ruby. I said or Ruby, but I'm not sure if you heard me. They're so much fun to do. It's nice to get art from other artists. I think so. I think that's a really cute idea. I'm trying to not make them touch anything. Yeah, your favorites for watercolors. If you could pick top 3. That's so cute. I'd like to see it. Oops, I'm catching up. Danthron and green gold mixes your favorite sap green. Ah, I'm not surprised. Seeing Danthron is really, really beautiful. Cerulean, Peridine Scarlet, and Gold Ochre. Is Gold Ochre PY43? I feel like it might be. Also, hold on. Am I seeing? Oh, yeah. If you said something and I've missed it, please feel free to just repeat it. Sometimes sometimes if the chat moves fast, I just don't see it in time. PY42 mostly. Yeah. The reason I was laughing is because we have PY43 in here. And when I made the video on Ko-fi, I was trying to mix it, out here posting my genuine reaction, and I was like, oh, it's gonna make a wonderful green. It's like, wait, what is this? This is not green. It's like, why am I just getting brown? So since then, Derwood has been saying justice for PY43. How did this fit before, but it doesn't fit now? What have I done? Okay. After this, I'll paint, I promise. Yeah. It can be either. So I have PY42, so I didn't have PY43s in tube form at least. I think PY42 is the synthetic version, PY43 is the original version. Not original, the natural version. Yeah, hold on. I need some more Aureolin, don't I? Ta-da! Oh, do I need more magenta? We shall see. So fresh tube. And I actually have like the actual Aureolin, which is PY40 or sometimes called cobalt yellow. I think it doesn't get used as much now because not only is it expensive, but it isn't light fast, and it goes from a really pretty bright yellow to a brown when exposed to sunlight. That being said, I have it because back when I didn't know about pigments, I went to the shop and it was on sale. And of course, I could have wondered, I wonder why this one tube is so much cheaper than all the other colors. In terms of like the discount, like it said it was something from £20 to, I don't know, £3. But I didn't question it, I just bought it. So I have it. It is still nice and it's still pretty. Ooh. PY83 and PR101. Is this Da Vinci as well, the new gold? Happy to have PY42. The thing is, I feel like PY43 and PY42 have the same mixes. I feel like they mix the same way. This is, yeah, just double checking. Yellow ochre, PY43. I might need my toothpaste squeezer. So I don't want to go and get the second tube. Whoops. I hope this reactivates well. Sometimes the earth colors are a little bit trickier. Okay. Let me add some more. And some more. Yeah, it's so nice because our palette was made up by all these different people. I feel like inevitably there'll be at least one color that perhaps you haven't really used that much before, or you have lots of colors and you've used all of them before. Where is Quinn Coral in Da Vinci? PY43 may be more opaque. Maybe. To be fair, I have quite a few. I could sit down and compare them. I was thinking I should do an earth palette, but I have a few other ideas for dot cards that I want to do before then. So wait, do you want to know? I always have all these ideas and it's so hard to just keep them to myself. You can imagine around Christmas how hard it is. But I usually do my shopping quite last minute, so I only have to hold my tongue for a few days from my family. But in terms of, I don't know. I think I've already hinted at what I want to do next, so I can maybe tell you and you can help me put it together. This next one is Rosa Pyro. Where are you? Here you are. So what I want to do next is I want to do like almost like a granulating recipes. So I want to provide a certain number, I haven't figured it out yet, but a certain number of watercolors. But instead of it being like the super granulating colors, for example, I would include colors like French ultramarine, which is a normal color that we know granulates, and maybe like a Mars black, a Potter's pink, like all the granulating ones. Not all, some of the granulating ones, and then makes some of the non-granulating ones so that we have the recipes to make our own super granulating colors. Pyro red. That is what I want to do next. Because I've done that before, like even in a YouTube video, and it was a lot of fun. And I feel like sometimes you can get even better mixes than you would have thought by doing it this way. That is close. By mixing it yourself. So if you have suggestions, let me know. My current formula for making really granulating colors is a granulating color plus a non-granulating high staining color that kind of shines through. So that's normally like, it can be like an earth color and a quinacridone, or like French, or like an ultramarine. Doesn't have to be French, but French does tend to granulate a little bit more. So like French ultramarine and a quinacridone color or a phthalo color. But that's what I'm tempted by. Oh, that's nice. Yes, literally. Even now as we speak, Ryan, it's raining. It's literally raining. And the rain itself, I don't know. It's not even like it's a drizzle. Like one time the rain actually woke me up because it just sounded like a shower had opened outside. Or like when there was hail. It's not like a small amount of rain. They said that it was going to be the wettest summer in 100 years, but I thought that was a joke. Apparently, it wasn't. I'm gonna have to get either the toothpaste squeezer or another tube. But I feel like if I start looking for the toothpaste squeezer now, take me. Sorry. Is it even a live stream if I don't drop at least one thing? No, I'll get another tube. Hey, Dana. Where are you, Ruby? As you answer, I'm going to get another. Do I have another one here? Don't know why I'm dropping everything. I feel like I took it from here before. These are all my core colors. Well, these are some of my core colors. Let me tell the truth. I don't think I'll put magenta in there. Okay. Let me go get some. What does that tell us? Apparently it takes 15 mils to make these dot cards. Oh, that's why I say when I'm at capacity, you see? What do you mean? What do you mean by pulls out all the palettes? Because I feel like I have too many palettes to pull them all out. But I do want to think, I do want to like organize them. I do think I need to like go through my art supplies and organize them, which I guess kind of reminds me, when you sort out your colors, say for example your watercolors, are you um are you grouping them by brand? So for example, are you keeping all your core watercolors together or your Daniel Smith watercolors together, so on and so forth? Or are you grouping them by color? Like all your blues together. Whoops. Oh my gosh. All your blues together. All your yellows, so on and so forth. At the moment, I'm doing them by brand, right? So like my cores together, my Daniel Smiths together, Michael Hardings together, Roman Schmull together, etc., etc. But then I don't know if perhaps instead I should try to just do it, by colors. So then I know, I don't know, like then I know what I have, and say for example, I don't feel like I need to buy a new yellow if I run out of one yellow. If I know, like if I run out of one core yellow, when I know that I have 18 other yellows. Yours are by brand as well, Ruby. Hey, Jenren. Lower Alabama. I see. I hope you're okay. By brand right now, but that may change. Yeah, I feel like I am on the precipice of change. But maybe what I'll do first is sort them out by brand again. And then let's see. Or now I have too many supplies for my Meeden. You know, like initially I had my paints in Meeden. There's too many. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to sort them out properly. I was thinking of like buying Tupperware so that it's airtight and then I'll be able to store it that way. And hopefully they will last longer. But I wanted it to be something pretty, like, I was looking for like almost like jewelry boxes. I have a jewelry box here. Hold on. I can show you. I don't want to drop stuff on it. So basically this was my initial idea back when I didn't realize how much art supplies I would have. So I wanted to buy a few of these and then keep my art supplies in a cute little way in here. Obviously, I didn't think it through because this is just my Turner and they can't fit in here. Talk less of watercolors, and also they are a lot pricier than just buying Tupperware. So pretty but not functional. That's a good question. So mine is a mixture of different things in terms of how I store my tubes. I have some that are in cardboard boxes like this at the moment, is all the favorites just so that it's easy for me to get. I have a drawer that's a free for all where I put my most frequent used watercolors just here by my side. And then I have the Meeden drawers that are like those aren't tubes. That are like this, and then I sort it out by like, don't know why this is backwards at the moment, but then I sort it out by colors. So normally I would have my yellows here and my blues here. I don't know why I did it backwards. I must have sorted it out like this, but normally it's the other way. So although this looks empty ish, like half full, I do have more colors to fill. And because I was doing them by colors, it kind of meant like, oh, in theory, I can't have any more blues. Running tight on greens. I have plenty of space for reds, which is probably no surprise to anyone, and quite a bit of space on yellows, but blues has more space. And I have more colors. I just haven't put them in here. And also, it can fit bigger tubes, but the more big tubes I have in there, the more I have to wiggle to, get them in there. So it's a bit annoying. So I'm looking for a new way to store all of them. Also, I think if I could store all my watercolors, then that would be perfect. But because it can't store all of them, it might be nice to have a different way. So the Mightier Pencil, that is a very, very organized way to go about it. And that does make sense. Unfortunately, that is not what I do. I literally buy new things, and sometimes I never take stock of the other stuff, but that's actually a wise way to do it. You put yours in airtight tubs by color groups in a vintage tin in an airtight tub. Yeah, I think I should really get the airtight tub. Oh, I hope you find it. I love that color. The Daniel Smith Luna Blue is really pretty. Potter's Pink is the next one. But yeah, I'm gonna get some airtight containers. I think I'll do it by brand when I'm moving. Maybe I'll do it, and it'll be a good opportunity as I'm sorting them out. That is a giant blob. As I'm sorting them out to also do like an inventory. How many of you have an inventory? Oh my, an inventory of all your supplies, or at least all your watercolors. I think I started and I wrote down 2 watercolors, and then I don't know how I got distracted and I completely stopped. And then also, if you do have an inventory, how often do you update it? Because I feel like I wouldn't like, it would be one thing to have them and another thing to actually keep it updated. Ruby, you're in good company. Yeah, and they're labeled. Look at you guys all organized. Mm, yeah, no, some of them do kind of dry out. You can sometimes add some glycerin to help it stop um drying out so much. Or if it's the tube that's going hard, then sometimes keeping it in the airtight containers can help stop that, or at least slow down the process. Hey Zoe. Mm, I see. I feel like I would get to that point. Um, you do have an inventory. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, of course I remember you. um, you're normally in Christie's live streams. Hey. And I'm impressed. So you've had to redo it and do a swatch book instead. Yeah, I really should, Don't know, where would I start? I feel like, so at the moment I have, like I mentioned earlier, I have some that I keep in boxes like these, which is just the boxes that they come, from Jackson's. And that's more so like themed. So this is the favorites palette. I have another one for like the summer palette, um, another one for the Holbein colors. So they're like themed, but they're not labeled. You can't really see them. It's easy to lose track. So I do need a system. Next one. Sorry, I keep chatting with you guys. Burnt sienna. Mm, I think it depends on how blue you want it to lean in terms of like your proportions. But that's kind of like what I want to do. If in this next, we'll see. I wanted to buy Mars Black, but I know that I have a Schminke Mars Black because it was granulating really nicely. But again, because I don't have an inventory and I don't keep track of where I put things, I need to find it. But yeah, see, granulating color, non-granulating, phthalo or quin equals really pretty color. So I think that will be the nice next project, and just exploring that a little bit more. And then I'll be curious to see what kind of mixes people make. In the video that I made, some of the mixes I was like, whoa, these are great. And then one of them that I think was like an expensive mix as well, because I just put all my colors together. I was like, it looked like a grayy, bluey, buff titanium-y kind of color. But some people liked it. They said it reminds them of seashells and like, you know, yeah, seashells and the seashore. Mm, oh, oh my gosh. Burnt sienna was like a rock. That's so annoying. You know, don't throw them away. You can still like you said, use them as half pans. Like cut it open. It's annoying, but it's better than throwing it away because art supplies are not cheap. You know how they always talk about the starving artist? That's why we're starving because art supplies are actually quite expensive. I was talking to my sister. I bought these. Will this come out? No. Okay. Let me grab some. So I bought these um, pens. My thought and my hope was that they would have been like. Where did I put these things? They would have been like the children's lipstick thing that I was playing with. I was playing with it yesterday. Hold on. Oh, okay. Here we go. So my hope was that they would be like these tempera sticks that I really, really enjoyed playing with. They're children's art supplies, but I don't know, they're a lot of fun and they dry matte and they don't transfer to the other side when you're kind of painting and playing with them. And because they dry matte, you can layer on top of them. So I have been enjoying these so much. But I did think, hold on, let me show you. I did think like, you know, this is the mouth of them. It's quite thick. So I wanted to get slightly smaller ones so that I can have more control. Unfortunately, I don't like them. They're not the same thing. They're not actually tempera sticks. They're more like they're less opaque. They blend well. That was the one good thing. But they didn't reactivate with water. Whereas with the tempera sticks, you can reactivate them almost like if you put them straight away. Like if you try to reactivate them as soon as you've put them down, then they can. But then once they dry, that's it. You can't really reactivate them. Um, so they're not the same. But anyway, I was telling my sister that I bought, I think, a set of 24 for £12. And she was like, oh my gosh, that's so expensive. And I was like, oh, if only she knew how much, for example, this tube of Daniel Smith would be, which I think something like £16 for one tube. It's wild, you know. It's actually wild. But the heart wants what the heart wants, you know. So this is sap green, by the way. I was kind of thinking like maybe I should make extra dot cards and keep one for myself. Are they more like gel sticks? Perhaps. What are gel sticks supposed to be like? Perry. Because I thought that the tempera sticks were gel sticks, but apparently not. So I think that yes, they are gel sticks. I did. Hold on. I made this with them, along with the other supply, along with Neocolor twos, and where is it? I did. I was messing around with them too. So this is like a page messing around with them. So I could get some really nice blends. That was the one positive. So this is like 3 colors. And then this is like a few of the greens blended together and the blends here. The white was not opaque. This is me trying to put the white over them. Nothing. This is me trying to reactivate them. Didn't really reactivate. And then this is me like layering on top of a bit of ink. And you can see that you can just see the ink on like underneath all of them. And quite a few of the colors were just not necessary. Like these two look exactly the same to me, and yet they are both here. This is an orangey yellow, then 2 yellows that look exactly the same, and then another yellow. And then here, these 3 blues, like, yeah, there's a bit of a subtle difference, but really and truly, all 3 were not needed. So I don't know. I'm still going to keep them. They're cheap, they're cheerful. I can play around with them and see, but I think they didn't dry matte, although now that I touch them, they do feel quite matte, but I did apply fixative because I waited like 5 minutes and they were still quite tacky. So I put fixatives on there, but now they do feel thing. Whereas the tempera sticks are just nice and matte straight away. These were the tempera sticks as well, and these here I was just trying to figure out different color schemes. I was like, oh, can I mess around with different? And also, it was through doing this that I realized that the gel sticks, no, not gel sticks, the tempera sticks reactivate the Neocolor 2s when you go over them. So I did this, and then I would just went on top to just layer it, but instead it just reactivated and smoothed it out, which was actually quite nice. And it's that technique that I then used to create this piece. So I put down the Neocolor 2s as the blue, and then I went over it with yellow. So all the greens are actually just mixes of the two. Oh no. I didn't know that could happen, Derwood. Ah, they're more translucent. So maybe they are gel sticks. Terry, I think you're right. I didn't know that could happen. Oh, I'm sorry. I wonder why. Like, I know that they can, yeah, shouldn't really do that. Goldthite. Thank you, Ryan. I don't think I have that, nor have I tried that. Is that? Oh, thank you, Derwood. I always forget. Can you please? Do you know what's funny about me forgetting? Please, if you don't mind, hit the like button, especially if you're enjoying it, and that's whether you're watching it on the replay or live. But you know what's so funny about me always forgetting to ask people that is that I go to other people's live streams and it's always what I ask. So much so that I was like in Toby's Sketch Loose live stream. And when I popped in and I said hi, he was like, oh yeah, Sketches is here. That reminds me, please like the video. Because normally I'm like, hey everyone, please like the video. But for my own, for reasons unknown, I just always forget. So thank you so much for everyone who's liked it. And thank you, Derwood, for the reminder as well. Because I clearly really need it. This cobalt turquoise. Pretty color, but I don't know why it's behaving like this. Pretty. Did anyone get anything from the Art Miranda sale? It's annoying. I wanted to get a few colors, but I forgot they were an hour ahead. So by the time that I went to go and get it, the sale had already finished. Not that I need anything really, but I wanted to buy another Mars Black. And I wanted to buy PY159, which, oh my goodness, if only you could see what a mess I am making. You'll see it when it arrives. My struggle with cobalt turquoise. But wanted to buy PY159, which is like a granulating yellow. Initially, I see it with not Daniel Smith, with Winsor and Newton. And then there's one that's with Schminke, Volcano Yellow. But I kind of wanted to get the Winsor and Newton one so that we know that you don't need to get the super granulating colors per se, because they often get marked up. Unfortunately, Winsor and Newton is sold out, so it looks like we are going to have a cheap color. But it's literally one pigment, so it's not like, it's not like they mixed it to make it super granulating. It's like them adding ultramarine to this palette and calling it super granulating ultramarine, whereas ultramarine granulates. It's literally what it does. Ah. Oh my gosh. Okay, now that struggle is over. Hey, Eddie. Thank you so much for joining. I think I don't know if it would have been a fungus, but I think that it can get mold. Is mold a fungus? Maybe. Um, but the thing is, why did the binder separate to allow that to happen anyway? Hey, Pink Flamingo, welcome. I'm just making the dot cards for my Happy Mail members as we chat and catch up. Oh, here it is, Agapanthus blue. Goldite. Is it the Daniel Smith one? Is it like a Primatech? Rosa has really sticky paint. That's the thing. The Aureolin was so nice, and I don't remember struggling like this with when I did it initially, but maybe I did and I just forgot. I need to watch the video back and see. But it was sticky. It's like, you know, like stringy cheese. Like I'm trying to get it off and it wouldn't let me. This is Agapanthus Blue by Sarah, which is actually purple. This is kind of sticky too. But this isn't sticky like sticky cheese. It's just sticky like refusing to come out of the tube. Like dick. Uh-oh. There we go. Whoops. Okay. So it's almost finished. I'm just adding more. I'm trying not to make it as messy as I have. And I've definitely made it worse. Oh, let me add some more. And some more. Some more. More. This is probably a color I'm going to get for myself though. Because I quite liked it. I'll show you swatches at the end. Hey, Jude. Thanks, Ryan. I'll look at it. Is it? I feel like I don't know if I have it, but I wonder, is it a color that Sarah Burns had mentioned as well? I don't know. I feel like I've heard that before, and I don't know where else I would have heard it from. The Happy Mail here is full. French ultramarine is the only thing. However, I do have space in the digital rewards tier. Should you want more videos and art challenges and to hang out with me and chat with me in the Discord, and even better, hang out and chat with other artists in the Discord. And I've linked that in the description. Oh, also in the description, completely forgot, I've linked the free art prompt generator that we made together. It was really we were talking about art dice and how art dice were expensive, and I'm like, we could make that ourselves. And then that led to, oh, I wonder if we could have a digital version. And then that led to the Messy Desk being like, hey, I can make an Excel file with all these cool formulas in it so that we can make our own version. And that turned into, oh, let's add all our different prompts inside it, which led to this really cool art prompt generator that you can download in the description. That's free and that you can modify and use as you please. Just don't sell it, obviously. But you can modify to suit it to your own art needs. So it is regular line. Maybe that's why it's in my mind. Mm, I don't know if they. I don't know, Addy, if what softeners. Um, I don't know if they would have softeners or anything in particular. I know that they normally have something like a humectant, like honey and stuff, which is meant to keep it, I guess, sticky and like reactivate kind of thing. So I guess that in theory could be a softener, but I don't know if there's like a specific like extra ingredient that they normally add. Or is it on Mona's palette? Hold on, let me see. I don't think it's on Mona's palette. I think it has just. What's the pigment? Does it have a pigment? Yeah. So, Eddie, you're right. So, yeah, they do have humectants. I was like, yeah, they do have something, but that's sometimes honey or other things. But yeah, they do have that a lot of the time. This is I didn't label it. But it's not in the Mona one because there's Blue Ridge Burnt Sienna, there's Sepia, and then there's Raw Umber. And here I swatched Titanium Brown, which is not part of it. It's just separate. I'd need to label it at some point. This last one. Oh, PY. Wait, Gothite is like PY 43. I did swatch Jane Blundell's. I thought Gothite was. I thought it would be like a brown. So I thought it would be like a PBR 7. But hold on. I should have my dot cards here. My swatch cards even. If I were to make my swatch folder again, which I will, I would just use a ring binder instead of the rings because they're obviously when I created this, I didn't realize that this would grow to such a significant size. But now that it has. Okay, so this is Jane Blundell's set. And hold on. See you, Eddie. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Lindor. Goldite. Oh yeah, you're right. There it is. Hold on. Gosh, I'm impressed by you guys' memories. This is Goldite right here. So at this point, it was saying PBRNA, Earth Pigment. But it's that color right in the middle. Really nice brownie yellow. Good morning, Lindor. But yeah, I do have Goldite. It's weird because you'd think it was 2 pigments, the way that it's granulating, but it's only one. It's really pretty. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. You have it in your travel set. I can see why. I wonder if I may move it to mine. So I have a full pan of it basically if it's in this swatch. Oh, this is my original travel palette. Actually, I think it is still this travel palette. You see what happens when you don't laminate it with tape? You get paint all over it, which is what I've done here. But I should actually just laminate this. I don't know why it was in my giant swatch book. Although, whoops, I was thinking about changing it, so we'll see. The last color is right here. Soda Light Genuine. Whoa. Which became a new favorite. The Agapanthus blue has started to completely dry already, which is interesting. Normally it takes at least a day, maybe two, for the paints to start drying. But it's clearly on the drier side. Okay. Yeah, I know. It was a very, very pleasant surprise. Thanks to Terry and Miss Ebony. Let me put this to the side and then I'll show you the swatches. And then I will probably go to bed. I always overestimate how much energy I will have as if it's not 2 a.m. Ah, okay. Let me try and be careful. Oh, this is so cute. Okay. Just putting these away. They take when I do this, I take up my whole, like all my surfaces, you know? Almost done. Thanks so much, Stoward. Okay. Daniel Smith's Grey Titanium and Daniel Smith's Goethite. Is the Goethite a similar color? See you, Doed. I don't know if you heard me before. I can never tell how much you can hear when I am a bit further away from the from the mic. Okay. Let me show you the colors as they were swatched out. Here they are. straight on there. These are the favorites. So Rosa Gallery's Aureolin, which is PY150, Daniel Smith's Quinn Coral, which is PR209, Rosa's Pyro Red, which is a darker version, but it's beautiful. And that's PR254. Then we have Cause Super Bright Quin Magenta, Schmincke's Super Granulating Potter's Pink PR233. And I say super granulating, I just mean it's granulating as opposed to that's actually what it's marketed as. Don't know if you can see all that extra texture. Then Daniel Smith's Burnt Sienna, Isaro's Agapanthus Blue, which is a really pretty purple. I don't know. I hope you can see that it's purple. Can you see it compared to the ultramarine? Here, Schmincke's French Ultramarine, PB29. Daniel Smith's Soda Light Green. Soda Light Genuine, sorry. Winsor & Newton's Yellow Ochre, PY43. Rosa's Cobalt Turquoise, PB28, which was sticky to put down, but such a pretty color. Again, granulating. And then Daniel Smith's Sap Green. That is the favorites palette. And then these are some of the mixes. Wait, this is the favorites palette still. But basically what I was doing here is figuring out which versions, because some people said specifically this one, like Ryan is saying specifically Daniel Smith's Goethite, and others were like just this pigment. So this is PR122, this one's Cause, this one's Rosa Galleries, and then here this is PY42 and PY43. So they were different enough that I went and got this. Although I quite like this one's my favorite, which is Schmincke's PY42 in terms of out of these three. And then here I was comparing the different cobalt turquoises. So this is Rosa's and this is Jackson's. Both are really nice. I think the Jackson's ones can get a bit darker, so it has a little bit more range. But the Rosa one is just really lovely and delicate. And then you can see the French Ultramarine next to it. And then from there, oh yeah, Lunar Blue was another contender, as you can see here. But I basically, these were the additional colors that were kind of mentioned, but I didn't include. So because there were, I guess, similar versions already suggested. So this is Quin Burnt Orange, but I had the Burnt Sienna. This is Lunar Blue, which I know is different to Daniel Smith's Soda Light Genuine, but still I thought they were similar enough to not include it. And then Undersea Green, but we had Sap Green, and we can mix it with Ultramarine Green to kind of make this kind of color. And then Buff Titanium. To be honest, I don't have an alternative to Buff Titanium, but I wanted to narrow it to 12 as opposed to 13 colors. In theory, I always set out to have 5 to 8 colors in the Happy Mail, and I keep going over, but I thought 12 is where I should cap. And then these are some of the mixes that it made. So Soda Light Genuine made all these mixes over here, excluding this one here. So this page here with all these pretty purples and granulating greens is Soda Light Genuine. And then here as well, Soda Light Genuine, and then some different mixes. And then these are the paintings that I created using the favorites palette, and I've made a video for this on Ko-fi, so you can catch that. And then I also made this in like 5 minutes, just trying to play around with those same colors from the favorites. But I just used these three: Aureolin, Magenta, Agapantha Blue. No, this is Ultramarine, but I had a little bit of magenta in it, and then Soda Light. And then this is what we did in our Zoom session last week, which was all around using the previous palette, which was the summer palette. I don't think I've swatched it out here. It's in my other Caddy Fat book. Yeah, so this was using the summer palette to create summer drinks. Summertime. Da, 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 da. Oh, da, 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 da. Oh, well, oh, well, oh, well, oh. So this is some of them and the different mixes. This was basically me working out which colors I was going to include in the summer palette and what kind of mixes I thought that I could make. I contemplated adding this sap green, but I actually didn't like it as much, so I went with the Viridian. I added in Sennelier's color, but they were Jackson's colors bar the Sennelier, and this was just putting all that together. And then this was before one, I think April. April was Holbein's pastel range. While doing it, Alex, one of my members, asked for a real-time version of this. So I have just finished editing it and I'm going to put it up at some point this week. But we have a Zoom session this week as well. So I'll see if I'll put it all together or later. And then, oh my gosh, I forgot to mention, but this is the spoilers video. So I feel like I can share everything. One of the other spoilers is that Sarah Burns is going to be coming and doing a session with our members. So we're going to be doing it together. So if you're a member of Sarah Burns's Patreon or you're a member of my Ko-fi, then you'll have access to our session and we'll get to paint together. So I'm really looking forward to it. I agree, and I'm so glad that you shared that with us, Terry. This is all for that video that's coming up. Oh, this is the summer palette. Plus or minus a few extra colors, with the extra splotches here and there being different mixes that I could make. I love doing swatches in cool and fun ways. So for this one, in keeping with the drinks that we had done, I just made swatches in the form of different glasses. So we have cadmium yellow, burnt sienna, permanent magenta, queen purple, opera, Sennelier red, viridian, phthalo blue, cerulean blue, cobalt blue, and indigo. I didn't include all of these in the dot cards because it felt like cerulean and cobalt were quite similar, didn't need both. Opera and queen purple were again quite similar, didn't need both. And I feel like I'd done an opera month in February, so I didn't want to include that. But oh yes, and Miss Ebony, I'm sorry, you're right. You and Miss Ebony both told me. Oh, Nicole, how do you know? Yes, it's like you can hear it in my voice. I may stay for a little while longer. I did say that I would do a painting. Let's see. But then following that, I will probably go to sleep. Just for those crisp borders. Uh-oh. How many pages do I have? Just want to make sure I have quite a few. No, it's fine, it's fine. I'll at least start the painting. I feel like a kid, you know, who's like, I don't want to go to bed. Hey, watercolorist. I don't wanna. And also, I think in part it's because I had a nap. I was really tired and I fell asleep at something like 7 o'clock. And then woke up a few hours later. No, don't worry. It's not you, it's me. What time, watercolorist, what time is it where you're at? Because I can never place you. I feel like you are in the UK, but you're not. Oh, you fell asleep with a wash brush in your hand. That is both sweet and tragic at the same time. For me, it's always falling asleep on the couch. It's like I keep feeling like, oh, I just need a moment to sit down, and then that's it. Out like a light. So this is the favorites palette. Part of me is tempted to do a landscape. The other part of me wants to do florals. Honestly. $4:15. 2 hours ahead. I don't even know where that puts you. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope work goes well. 6 a.m. is just so early to start work. One of my other hospitals, we used to start at 7, and it just felt so ridiculous. So ridiculous to just be at work at that time. And I'm not a morning person. This cheerful disposition that you see does not exist in the morning. 5 a.m. I don't even have we barely have public transport at that time. So it's like, it doesn't. Just wetting the paper in an easier way. Yeah, so I can literally barely speak at that time. Drives 45 minutes to get there. That is wild. Leaving the house at 4:15 to go to work. I just don't think I'd have that level of dedication. I'd be mute. I'm practically mute at 7. Okay, let's see. What should we do? The hills are alive. Let's start with some cobalt turquoise. With the sound of music. Also use this as an opportunity to clean my colors. With songs they have sung for 1,000 years. 20 degrees in the winter. I can't believe we have the same temperature and it's winter for you. Well, sorry, our temperatures are lower and it's winter. Our summer. What do you mean by getting called in? See, this is because when I talk to my dad, he's like, "Oh, you're on call, great, so you'll be home." And I was like, "I think we have different definitions of on call because on call for me means emergency cover. So I'm not home, I'm at work, and not even at work, but waiting to be called, just at work, working for longer." This is the Agapantha blue, which is actually just purple, and then I'm gonna take some of that ultramarine. Do I know where this is going? No, but I'm excited to find out. Genren. Terry. Yeah, I honestly am not a morning person at all either. I don't even comprehend morning people. Like my sister's a morning person. One of them. And it just confuses me. Like, Yeah, but then again, I guess they would be shocked, perplexed, and confused by me being up at like 2 a.m., full of energy when I'm supposed to be going to bed. This is quite. This is the Aureolin. Unclear if. Ooh. Taking some more. And then. It's also going to dry super light. Just adding some more splashes and textures in the background, and we will see. It's actually felt like so long since I've painted flowers. I know it hasn't been. I last painted flowers on Saturday, but even then it was like I painted them in a different way to the way that I normally paint them because it's been so long since I've painted them. Looks like a tie-dye. Yeah, just putting colors down. I think what's going to be most interesting is waiting for this to dry. It's going to take forever. Should have thought it through. And I kind of want. Let's see. It's so wet that it's all moving around. Which is pretty cool. Hey, Sharmak. You need to get caught up on the Rosemary Red Dot decision. Yay or nay? You should ask. I think if you ask, the general gist is going to be yay. I haven't tried them. But I feel like there was a discussion about it, and in the end, the messy desk got quite a few of them a couple of weeks ago. So she might be one to ask about them. But I feel like she asked, and the conclusion was yay. I feel like I have so many brushes that I couldn't I couldn't add I couldn't get any more, nor could I add anything to that discussion. I'd be like, oh yeah. I have so many brushes. I haven't even shown you all of them. But what about, is anyone watching and do they have a say on the red dots, yay or nay? Yeah, I feel like quite a few. I'm gonna dry. Let me know if it's too loud. But I feel like quite a few people have tried the red dots and quite enjoy them. I don't know much about them though. Is there anything? Interesting, that color. Her song to her song. Oh no. I've got my. Don't have a clean white border. This is the only one I have. Well, the main one I have, but it's not a red dot, it's the dagger. There's so many cool textures. I think because I use all the colors I use for granulating. Mm. I'm sorry, Jenren. I don't even know how it got stuck in my head. Okay, look at that background. Um, Nicole, I would also check Discord about the craftamo, just because I feel like quite a few people have them and some people like them and others don't like. So I think it depends on which one you're thinking about getting. It may be helpful to just have a quick check and ask and see. It's been a long time since the dagger and I have danced. Just dance, it'll be okay. Yeah, dance, dance. I'm gonna take some of the cobalt turquoise. Are your palettes neat or messy? I ask us, as you can see, I lean on the messy side. I think especially because I know that watercolor can be reactivated, I just keep it there with the hopes that actually I will want to use that color and I don't want to waste it or get rid of it. So instead, I'm just doing tiny mixes all over the palette. Where's that Agapantha blue? Just going to add, maybe I'll take something a little bit darker. And take some more. Trying to add different different flowers as well, because I usually just like adding peonies and roses, but I do also like the look of petaled flowers. I just never add them for some reason. What do I remember? Oh, but I feel like messy, messy, messy. Enjoy your breakfast, dear watercolorist. No worries at all. I don't even know how you would be awake enough to type at 4 in the morning. Um, But yeah, so I don't know. I feel like from what I remember, I don't have any of the Craftamo brushes. Um, but from I can't quite remember, but I feel like the general gist was like some of them are nice, some of them are okay, and it's more like a get it if you're doing it to support the artist as opposed to the, you know, 50-50 too many palettes, yeah. um for me, almost all of them are just messy because once I start and I actually use them, I then don't. But that being said, I don't know, maybe I'll get like I have big porcelain ones as well. I think I should just have 50-50, like you say, some that I leave messy and some that I actually clean up so that I can have a big space to do nice big washes of color and then take it from there. It's all looking very, very delicate, isn't it? It was not my initial intention, and I'm curious to see how it's going to go because I am going to add some ultramarine blue as well. Maybe some green. Oh, do you know what I forgot? Forgot to charge my phone. Risking it all. It didn't say it's doing anything. Hopefully it's charging. Hold on. Maybe it's the other way. Okay, nothing is happening. Let's hope that it's charging. If not, if it dies, we'll take it as a sign that, you know what, it was time to go to sleep. So let's start adding. Ah, still wet here. Wow. What about down here? And taking some of that blue. Cleaning that, picking up some of the yellow, putting it on the side so I have it for later, and then dipping it in the blue as well so that I have interesting dirty brush, and then I can make some nice cool colors. I feel like this whole piece has been about playing with watercolor and not having much control over the results. Seeing where it goes. Okay, Sharmak is a yes for Sarah's one. I feel like the feedback for Sarah's one was quite good, to be fair. I don't know which ones snap in and out, Ryan. Support the artist. I feel like Christie's ones are better than the Crustama ones, from what I've been told. Sarah's brushes again. I think I've heard that they are quite good, especially for gouache, quite firm. Disney princess. Who's it? Is it Sleeping Beauty? The irony. Can you imagine? Is it Sleeping Beauty who has this kind of color scheme? I think it is. It's like subliminal messaging. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Is all this still wet? Maybe. Mhm, 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 mhm. I want to do that spreading out way more than I'd like. I wonder, do I have Snow White, Belle, and Jasmine? Ah, there we go. Until it's dry. Um, I think the light one was reminding me of Sleeping Beauty, but yeah, I see. But I don't remember Jasmine's outfit. How Cinderella, just all the Disney princesses. Okay, let's do this is blue primarily. I like doing like dark details because then I can go over it with like a white Posca or gold. Is this dry yet? I'm so impatient. And see, because it's cold, it's taking forever for everything to dry. Might add some. I like looking up as well to just see what it's looking like. I feel like I want to add a slightly different flower. Maybe I'll add something that looks like that. And add some here as well. And add different amount of paint so that it's slightly different colors. I want to add a leaf here and keep going back, but it's still wet. I want to add a leaf there as well, but I think I want a smaller brush. I'm not usually in the habit of switching my brushes, but seeing as we're on the topic of it and seeing as I have so many, why not? I really enjoyed using this last time. Don't know if it might be too small for what I want to do. We can try. Feel like this is too big for what I want to do. Is this what Goldilocks felt like? Let's try, let's see. I feel like it might be too small though. Just because I don't really have the patience for the small details. But I just want to do like small leaves. Want it darker. Okay, it works. As in, could do it with the bigger brush, but it would just be harder and more struggling, and the small brush can do it more easily. I didn't know Emma did a palette with Arca. Did I miss that? It's also teal. It depends on what you want, Nicole, in terms of the sketchbook. So my favorite, well, or, yeah, I guess it depends on what you want. My favorite is the signature series cold press sketchbook. I've been working my way through the hot press sketchbook, but even though it's Fabriano artistical paper and all that good stuff, I still just prefer cold press. And then the everyday is nice for everyday stuff. I still don't use it for like I can't explain it, like random doodles and stuff. It's still not my low pressure sketchbook. It would be wonderful for it to reach that level one day for me, but it's still like a place that I try to create almost near finished pieces. I still experiment a little bit because the paper is nice. But yeah, I guess it depends on what you're looking for and your budget. They have, if you're Jackson's at the moment are selling I think Jackson's and also like crafty arts are selling, and also Etcher as well, but Etcher, we're 2 hours in. Etcher's on Etcher's site is a lot more expensive than on Jackson's. I don't know why, but they're basically selling sample sets of the papers that come in the sketchbooks. So if you try the postcards, that's the same paper as the one that comes in the everyday sketchbooks. But equally, also, if you don't want to buy the whole postcard set, you can buy those sets. I think it's £1 on Jackson's. And which isn't bad. But also Crafty Arts had it for 49p, which is why I was looking there instead. But as for the paper that's in the signature series sketchbooks, that's Fabriano Artistico paper. Hey, gods and heroes. Yeah, the hot press. Do you mean hot press in general or their hot press? Because I don't know if it's hot press in general or their hot press, but I'm not enjoying it. The piece that I created that in my last short was actually in the hot press sketchbook. That's kind of why I posted that poll that was like, if you have a sketchbook where you're not enjoying the paper, what do you do with it in general? Yeah. Because yeah, I was just curious. What do you do? Do you give up on it because life is too short to use art supplies you don't love? Do you persevere because it costs money? Do you try and modify it like with gesso or something else? Do you try to just use it for different art supplies? Do you turn it into a low pressure sketchbook? It was really interesting. Lots of people shared their different ideas. For reasons unknown, my strategy seems to be to try to use it as quickly as possible. Oh, you bought a whole roll of bee paper. I haven't tried bee paper, but I've heard such good things about it. And I, in fact, had spent like ages once, many years ago, looking at how I could get it in the UK. The answer is I couldn't. But I have heard really good things about it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it either, but that's what for me, I was finding that it was like I, I don't know, like it feels like it sits on the paper, but then it also dries really quickly. So I'm not getting the blending and I don't know. It just feels different to me. But in fairness, it's hot press in general for me as well because I also have the Paul Rubens hot press and a similar thing. I find that in order for me to enjoy them, I need to use them with mixed media. But then I also feel that because because this sketchbook, I'm like, it's not cheap and it's 100% cotton watercolor paper. I have been just using watercolor primarily, but I think I need to let go of that and just use any and everything, which is pretty much what I did. Well, actually, with the last piece, that was just watercolor as well. Sorry, this is me. This is me working my way through. Like I started one and I just did like a wet on wet background, the same way that I've just done now. But then on Saturday, this is like the one that I did, and I was like, you know what, I like drawing with pen. Let me draw with pen first, and then let me use the strengths of do you see what I mean? Like, let me utilize the strengths of this paper, which is the fact that it is flat, so I can do some really nice line work. So that's why I started doing that. And then I also did this, which I thought was so cute, with a fountain pen that kept skipping, but I persevered. And then all the art supplies, and then just Neocolor 2s, and then just watercolor. And I did all of these in 5 minutes each, including this gigantic one, 5 minutes. So this whole page took me 25 minutes. It was actually really fun. I was using hey Astroglio. I was using the Pomodoro method to try and be productive, where you work for 25 minutes and you take a break for 25 minutes. And instead of the break being, going on social media, which is what I would naturally do, I was like, I'm going to do a 5-minute painting. And it was actually quite nice. It meant I got stuff done, and I also got to have a productive but relaxing break in between. Hi, Astroglio. I know. I'm glad you're here. We initially I created the dot cards for the favorites palette, finally. That was the first half of this live stream that everyone very patiently watched and me through. And now I'm just doing a painting as I continue to chat. Oh, thank you, Terry. Oh, you experimented with the Caddy 640 GSM. I have 10 sheets of that, but I haven't used them yet. Do you like it, Terry? I kind of feel like I would enjoy using them for landscapes, because I feel like the paper is so textured that it would be nice to get some really cool and interesting effects that way. I don't know why I'm outlining this, but I'm enjoying it. This wasn't the plan, and yet I found myself doing it and I can't stop. I guess because the brush is so teeny tiny. Oh, thank you so much, Astroglio. You're so kind. Thank you, Nicole. Oh, thank you. It stopped. I don't know why it was skipping. I don't know what I did, but it stopped skipping since. But I'll try that next time. You're still unsure about it. I'll see. Yeah, because I have the 10 sheets as well. Because to be fair, I went through this phase where I really just wanted to try thick paper. I thought it'd feel so nice to paint on it, and I still think it would. But that's the only paper that I have that's that thick. I think. And then I have some paper that's 425 GSM. Mm. Yeah, I've been trying to find B, but it's definitely not in the UK. I spoke to the people who manufacture it, and they said it will come to the UK at some point, but they couldn't say when. They were hoping by next year, but they said that last year too, so, I'm not holding my breath. What paint am I using? I'm using the set that I made up for Kofi. So if you I'll link the video down below, the favorites video, but basically these are the dot cards that I'm sending out to the Happy Mail tier. And these are the colors that different members said are their favorite colors. So we have Rosa Galleries Aureolin, which is actually PY150. I always keep mentioning that by default because I don't want people to go buy the true Aureolin, which is cobalt yellow, which costs a whole bunch of money and is quite fugitive, and then think that it's the same. This is just PY150, Daniel Smith's Quinn Coral, Rosa's Pyrrole Red, Core's Quinn Magenta, Schmincke's Potter's Pink, Isaro's Agapanthus Blue, French Ultramarine, Cobalt Turquoise by Rosa, French Ultramarine by Schminke, Daniel Smith's Sap Green, Burnt Sienna by Daniel Smith, Winsor & Newton's Yellow Ochre, and then Sodalite Genuine. So no Roman Schmall, which is shocking. Absolutely shocking. But I specifically asked for no Roman Schmall because they don't make tubes, so I wouldn't be able to send it out. I was like, of all the tubed colors, which ones are your favorites? And these are the ones that made the list. But I do want to do another edition at some point, through the year. So if you are a member and you haven't made a suggestion yet and you want to, that's fine. Feel free, and then which you are, and then we'll make it again. Thank you, gods and heroes. I think it's so cute because it's also colors that I wouldn't like. What am I doing here? It's also colors that I wouldn't normally think of or use. Like I'd never heard of Agapanthus Blue. I had a Sodalite, but I wasn't using it that much. I had Cobalt Turquoise, but again, I wasn't using it that much. I didn't have Quinn Coral, so it's just like it's a nice way to increase my color stories. How are you? What are you up to? Don't know if you can answer that publicly, but do you know what I mean? How are you? Is anyone else painting? I know it's not the middle of the night for all of you, so. Feels like I need maybe big leaves here, and then maybe I can add some gold. Gosh, that tiny, super thin straight line was everything I wanted in life in that 1 second. The beauty of a fine line, of a brush that can come to a point. It's probably because it's brand new. Okay, I'm also going to add some Sodalite, which I know is so much darker, but to try and add some bits of it here, there, everywhere. because then it will look really, really beautiful with the gold, I think. Oh, you're good. Oh my gosh, you moved to another state. I hope it went smoothly. My supplies are in boxes still. It took me 3 months to unpack. Uh, like 3 solid months. And probably 6 months to recover from moving. I'm looking to see where else I can add some more soda light. That's where the overhead comes in handy. Gonna cover this up. Yes, I'm definitely gonna add gold. I'm just adding, like, I like adding gold at the end when it feels like, you know what, this is finished, and well, not finished, but almost finished. I like it, and it's like extra details. So I'm laying down, I guess, the groundwork for where all the gold is going to go. So maybe I'm going to add, will it make sense? It'll make sense. Gonna add some soda light here. Feels so wild adding it, I think, because the rest of the piece, apart from the ultramarine blue, is so light. Like, damn, I'm coming in with a color that almost looks like black. But it's pretty. And I want and it feels like such a pivotal color in this palette, so I want it to shine. Oh, can I just say, bye, Nicole. Sleep well. Maybe? No, it's morning. No, not morning. I'm so confused. No, got to go so your hubby can sleep. Okay. Good night/morning. And just add some turquoise here in the middle. And I'm gonna add some extra turquoise details because there's no turquoise leaves, it's just flowers. And like to lift a little bit. Okay, let's add in the gold. It's been a while. It's been such a long time. And this is Etcher's Gold. Gonna add quite a bit of water to reactivate it. And how much water I add is what is going to determine how translucent or opaque it is. So let's see. Let me go over this. Oh, how I have missed you. You know what? Maybe I should just try also adding gold to my landscapes. Don't know why I haven't. There's no need for us to be apart. Let me add. Taking some more water. I'm just saturating my brush. But equally, then I don't want it to be too watery because then it means I can't get any fine lines. I want to do like a series of 8 paintings. So we'll see if this will be one of them, maybe. Don't want to say what for as of yet, but and they don't necessarily have to match, I guess. So there is that as well. I'm going to add some more details. That soda light is still wet, which is why I haven't gone over them as of yet. Some of these are dry. Okay. Oh, you haven't opened it yet. You should. You'll enjoy it. You love gold. You always tell me to add gold. Sunlit areas, it will be really nice. Yeah, I think it just adds such a really lovely touch. If anyone is thinking about buying them, just remember to use the code ETCHA10 so that you get 10% off. I don't get commission or anything. I just don't want people to, every little helps basically. So in terms of saving you money where I can. This is the Bao Hong paper that I'm using. Really feels like I'm going back to roots because I haven't used Bao Hong and gold in ages. Oh, good night, Terry. You're more than welcome. Thank you so much. You bought it from Jackson's before they removed your account. No, at least the code Sketches10 should still work. It works on Jackson's and on Etcher. So whichever one is easier for people to get, I think. But if you have issues, let me know because with them moving to this new site, it's like everything is not working anymore. Just add some extra details of gold, maybe some just gold leaves. And then I'm going to add some splatters of gold. And some extra details. Without covering the bits that I like. I think that's the bit that then gets tricky. And then I want to do some blue details as well. Good night, Ryan. Thank you so much for letting me know about Gothite by Daniel Smith. I won't forget. More blue. Just extra random details, which would be easier to do with a small brush. And then, once this is done, I will let you go. Oops. It's a pretty cool palette, if I do say so myself. And wait, I don't know how the tape peel is going to be, in honesty, because I put a lot of water, and I think it went through, but still, let us do it. Yes, not dreadful. Let's peel here. And then, okay. Almost looks like a stylistic choice. Look. And here it is. All with the colors plus gold from our favorites palette. But thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you are well and that you are feeling creative. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you want to become a member, don't forget to check out the description. And also, just if you want to download the art prompt generator. But yeah, thank you all so much for joining. Thank you to my Ko-fi members for being awesome. Thank you for being amazing subscribers. God bless you too, and have a wonderful day. Bye.